wild that you could rent a car like this in 2025. It's so cool. Let's get plugged in. Hopefully this cable reaches. Good morning and welcome back to Simply Greg's TV. Once again, you join us here at 6th at Frankfurt Airport, where we are embarking on a 12-day, 5,000 kilometer EV road trip. And for this trip, with all the driving we're doing, we needed to get something with good range, good speed, fast charging. There was really only one car that I've been dying to try this year, and it's a Lucid Air. We got ourselves a Lucid Air in pure form, although I was offered the upgrade to a Grand Touring, but it was on winter tires, much like this car, so taking advantage of the high speed on the winter tires is not a good idea. Anyways, Lucid Air Grand Touring here at 6, 88 kilowatt hour battery, peak DC charging rate, 230 kilowatts I want to say, so big enough charging, big enough range, and this car here is all about efficiency. I've been dying to have a Lucid on the channel. And this is how we're going to celebrate 2 years of posting on the channel on this epic European road trip. What we're going to do is we're going to leave Germany, we're going to head into Denmark, Sweden, we're going to end up in Norway, we're going to come back down to Germany. This is going to be a good one. There's going to be Autobahn blasting. I know this intro is getting really long, but I'm so excited to be doing one of these European road trips again. It's been a while, actually it's been a few months. Let's get into it. As you see here at 6 at Frankfurt, this is what we had last time on the channel. In fact, it could possibly be the same one, but this is the Diamond lot here at Frankfurt Airport. They got a lot of nice cars here, a lot of nice cars. And this is our Lucid Air pure form, so 88 kilowatt hour battery. I want to say 430 horsepower. And I actually asked the guy why it's on winter tires, and that has to do with the fact that apparently too many people were busting the 20s or 21s that it originally comes on, so they downgraded to the winter package. Anyways, not a huge deal because the top speed on this car is 200 kilometers an hour. But we'll be doing so much driving, I really want to focus on the efficiency side. And I think this is a cool looking car. I think Lucid is a really cool company. This one here has 23,000 kilometers on it, which for a rental car is quite a lot, but it's looking quite good as well. And just a heads up, if you're renting from 6, if you're renting from their premium section and you're doing Autobahn blasting, I really suggest getting the full insurance. It wasn't much. I booked it after I booked the car. It was around $160 Canadian. So yeah, it covers everything, the glass, all of that stuff. And actually on this car, there's no glass roof, which is even better, but finished in this super nice gray. And even better, the wheels are already scratched, so less things for me to worry about. And I get to do the walk around of the car at the same time. And there's this little scratch here, which is not a big deal at all. Actually, that would buff out pretty easily. So we will get this road trip started. I got the cappuccino on the car. Laura is still inside, buying a couple snacks. So we'll get this trip started. First place we're going to head up to is Seed and Greet in Hilden. We're going to go have breakfast in Hilden, one of our favorite charging stops. We'll head up there. We'll be there in about 2 hours. After taking forever to set up the car, the mirrors are set. Everything is controlled through the screen here. Super fast interface. We're going to do a full review on this car. We literally just got into it now. Charging here, manual preconditioning on the battery. That is awesome. 79% state of charge. I don't know how much range that's going to get us, but anyways, we have about 220 kilometers to go to Seed and Greet. So we'll put Seed and Greet in. We'll go to, actually, you know what? Let's use the factory navigation because I want to see how the route planning works. So we're going to go to here. It's all down here. Seed and Greet. See if we can do it like this. If it finds that. Yeah, there we go. Seed and Greet, go. And then we'll head up to Bremen after that because that's our plan.
After 400 meters, turn right onto Ankunft.
Oh, there we go.
Then keep left.
Cool. So that sounds good. Although it's saying that we have to charge here plus 7%. That's a bit weird. Yeah, that's really strange. Anyways, let's head out. This is becoming longer than it needs to be, and we'll figure out the car on the way. We just got into it. Lights are in automatic. Perfect. Let's roll. Let's get on the Autobahn. So we managed to escape the melee of Frankfurt Airport. We've been driving for about an hour already. We're showing 99 kilometers to Seed and Greet in Hilden. So far so good in the Lucid Air. This car is fantastic. Perhaps on first impressions not the most, I should say, quality interior, but on the Autobahn we had it up to 230, 235, and it was rock solid up there. Very quick, good amount of power. The tech in here, so far so good. I love the center stack on here. I'm still figuring out how everything works. Like I said, we've only been here an hour and we headed right to an Autobahn. So once we get to Seed and Greet, we shall plug the car in. We'll probably plug it into a Tesla supercharger. I know, we won't get the full maximum charging speeds, but we'll be there while we're having something to eat. 46% state of charge because Autobahn blasting murders the battery, and it's as simple as that. It just absolutely brutalizes that battery. So we'll check in once we get to the charging site. Okay, just arriving here to Seed and Greet now. We are at 28% state of charge, and we're going to pull in this way.
Now turn right and then immediately turn left.
I think we'll plug into the Tesla supercharger because the Fastned ones are going to be a bit too fast for what we need.
Now turn left and then you will
Like, I don't know why it's still doing that. Like, it knows we're here. Like, it doesn't have to bring you exactly to where you
You
need.
have reached your destination.
We'll pull into here into 5D with the big boy because the Lucid is huge. The Lucid is actually very hard to park too. All right, we are here after me bitching at Google because it's like, no, it has to bring you exactly to that dead spot where you need to be. All right, that we could plug into charge here, and we'll also get some food. As there we go, 28% state of charge. I know this is a bit of a mess, but that really annoyed me. Open charge port. There we go. The charge port is opened. I wonder if the cable is going to be long enough to actually reach it. And because we're in Europe, CCS2, it barely reached. I guess I could have went closer. And we'll activate the charge here at Seed and Greet. So we've been here before. We visited here in April. This is one of my favorite. Well, I've moved the Lucid from the Tesla supercharger because those, well, I found out now they max out at 56 kilowatts. So we moved over here to the Fastned Alpitronic Hypercharger 400. Pretty high state of charge we arrived at, but yeah, I love coming here to Seed and Greet. We had our little sandwiches inside while I was moving the car. So far, so good with the Lucid. I'm still confused on this spec. It says it's a Pure, and it says that it should top out at 200, but I've had it up at 235. I don't really like driving that fast on winter tires, but I think I've already explained why there's winter tires on the car is because they don't want the actual wheels being destroyed. It's a rental car, I get it, but this car looks absolutely fantastic. It's some damage on it, not, I mean, a huge deal. It is a rental car at the end of the day, but I think that would come out, and this with some paintless, with some PDR, that would come out, and I think that would come out as well quite well. But yeah, this is Seed and Greet. Seed and Greet is awesome. We've been here before. We have a full site tour up already. I'm trying not to film anyone. It's really busy today. We'll just go over here. There's some really cool stuff. There was a smart Brabus charging up there as well. Super cool site. I love coming here. We are currently probably about 150 kilometers outside of Bremen. That's going to be our stop for the night. We're at this Eon Alpitronic Hypercharger 300. Decided to stop here to also use the washroom and plug in while we're using it. But funny, the washrooms, well, we all know that you have to pay for them in Europe. It's not accepting Canadian credit cards, so that's a bit annoying. But there's two posts here, this one and that one. That one seems to be off because they're red, so there's a fault on that one. But this Lucid Air is absolutely fantastic. The brakes on it are serious. It really hauls you down. The only thing I don't like is it's on these winter tires, and sustained speeds or sustained high speeds, winter tires, not really a good mix there for safety wise. But everything is going good here. The Lucid is just smashing it out of the park. It is so stable on at those high speeds on the Autobahn. It's wild. It's absolutely wild that you could rent a car like this in 2025. It's so cool. It's so cool. We're having such a good time. We're not in a rush. There's no time constraints whatsoever. We're just having a blast driving the Lucid Air. That damage is driving me nuts though, but this is such a nice car. The driving itself, it's going well. The typical Germany construction everywhere, we're used to that. We come here a few times a year. We all know what it is. Seat and Greet was an awesome charging stop. I wish I could have filmed more there, but it was really busy. We've already done a site tour there, and I kind of don't like filming people when they're out and about. So I try to make these videos like sneaky. But everything's going well here with the Lucid. I cannot say how cool this car is. It really makes you wonder why the United States doesn't like EVs, because this is an American car. This is an American engineered car, and here we are in Germany. It's turning a lot of heads. It's getting a lot of attention. You roll into a charging site. When we rolled into a Seat and Greet, everybody stopped to look because there's not a lot of Lucids on the road here. Meanwhile, I'm there drooling over a Renault 4 and a smart #5 because we don't get those back at home. We'll get unplugged here. We'll get back on the road, and we'll check in from the Autobahn. Let's get unplugged here. Let me just flip this camera around for you guys. I don't think we need to go more than that. As I said, I want to use the washroom, but apparently I can't because it's not taking the my credit card. I'll put it in English for you on the LPtronic. We'll go to stop. Here we are. Look, 56% state of charge, 106 kilowatts. This is one of those cars that's going to need really low state of charge and a really warm battery for it to warm properly. We'll stop our charge here. We got 56%. Charging detail, 719 volts, 147 amps. So not too terrible. We did 31% to 57%. We've been here 10 minutes. So yeah, this thing is a proper road tripper. Let's stop this charge. We shall confirm. I don't like these side charge ports. I've always found them to be a bit annoying. We have to tap the card again. We'll tap that, and we shall get back on the road here. There we go. You see it unlatches instantly. Flow, add energy, get your shit together. And that's done. We'll be back on the road. That closes up automatically. Let's get back on the Autobahn. All right, let's see what this Lucid can do. 200, 220, 230, that's the limit, 230 kilometers an hour now. And I don't want to go much faster on winter tires. Yeah. I actually think that 120D is pulling away from us at 230 kilometers an hour. But yeah, that was properly, it got there good. It has a lot more in reserve. Man, this car. Oh, I'm so happy we ended up getting this car. I'm so happy because it's going to be a serious road tripper, and it's only day one, a few hours into day one, and I'm already smiling, giggling like a little schoolgirl. All right, we'll be serious now. We'll try to keep it around 150 kilometers an hour. Otherwise, you're just burning through battery like crazy. So we'll check in shortly. Good morning from Bremen. We are just about to get out. Lucid's all packed up. Just let me squeeze by here. I'm a big guy. We got all our snacks and water all set up there, our snack bag. I tried to clean out the car somewhat. We'll get in because taking the car out of this parking garage is going to be interesting because the Lucid is so big. I'll just pass the camera to Laura quickly. Well, that guy has a Primark bag. I wonder if there was a Primark here.
There was, I'm sure.
All right, so this is we could go anywhere within this circle for in terms of range, but we're going up to Denmark. So we'll be coming up this way, up to Copenhagen, and we're staying just north of Copenhagen around here. We are at 46% state of charge. So what I think we're going to do is we'll map to where we need to be, because there's something up here I would want to show you that's really cool. There's a really cool place here. So we'll map to here. Let's see. We could just drop the pin and go that way for now. No routes found because there's no GPS. Anyways, so we'll get out here on the road and we'll figure out the logistics of it. And that was a beautiful night in Bremen, a very beautiful city. We'll put the mirrors out and we'll get on the road. And we'll just lower the camera while we navigate this parking garage.
You show people your inability to get in.
I am mad driving skills. I'm also driving a 1970s a car that's the same size as a 70s Cadillac. But before we get to Denmark, I'll have to add the car on the toll app. Let's see if we can get out this way. We can get out here. By European standards, this car is extremely, extremely large. And we'll go here. While everything is beeping. Oh, there we go.
That was strange.
Maybe it's free. Maybe we paid for nothing. Oh, look at the parking garage here. As we try to get out of here, it's fine. Once we get to the top, we'll recenter all that stuff. I know this part's not very exciting or engaging, but I think we've all been here on a trip before. All right, we'll just get it reacquired to set the route, and we'll see you back out on the road from here in Bremen, right by the train station. Made it out onto the Autobahn, so it's showing us using the onboard route planning, which everything here is actually really good. It's showing us to stop here at 27% state of charge. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen at 27% state of charge. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably just push further. There's plenty of charging in Germany, and worst case, I'll hit the manual battery preconditioning again. But beautiful day here, some clouds up ahead. Cruising along 120, 130. I'm a bit tired after yesterday doing the Autobahn blast to get it out of my system. And once we stop the charge, we'll also clean the windscreen because it is in an appalling state right now. So yeah, that's all good. Yeah, 27%, I'm not going to stop it at that. But yeah, anyways, we'll figure out where to charge along here. I'm not too worried. All is well in Lucid on the Autobahn. I don't think you could ask for a better road tripping car. This was what this car was made for, just to eat up the highway mileage, and it's doing it wonderfully. So we'll see you at the next charging stop. Trip is going well so far. We're just here in downtown Hamburg because one of the Autobahns is closed, so they sent us through the city. So to where we want to go in Denmark, I don't want to tell you just yet, but I think you know what might be coming up. So it's 311 kilometers, 3 hours, 31 minutes. We have to stop and charge the car. We're at 14% state of charge. And I've already started the battery preconditioning, although it's been already preconditioned once. So this way, when we get to the first charging stop, we'll see what this Lucid can actually pull in terms of charging as we navigate this traffic through what feels like downtown Hamburg. But we'll be back here. We'll be coming here when we head back into Germany, when we go drop off the car in just over a week. So now we're just getting into the tunnel, and then we'll start looking for a charging site. And we'll check in at the charging site. Just got to an Ionity site now, 8% state of charge. Battery's been preconditioning. Charge port is open. Let's get plugged in here. These are the ABB 350 kilowatt dispensers, and I think these ones here are, this is going to be a 12 post setup. So yeah, it's one cabinet per post, which is actually pretty cool. Let's get plugged in. Hopefully this cable reaches. And we'll get this plugged in one-handed. That's in. And forgot my phone. This car does have plug and charge, but because it's a rental, it's obviously not activated. although it should be. In my world, it would be. Let's get plugged in here. This is post number 4 here in Quickborn. Post number 4, 350 kilowatts. Let's see what this ramps up to. Continue. So I'm paying 39 euro cents a kilowatt hour, and it pre-authorizes 40 euros. So let's order and pay. We'll do that. With all these, the data protection laws here are just wild. There's so many different payment apps you need, and everything's asking you for authorization. So let's see what this is, how long this takes to ramp up. We'll go to the car, but this is a typical Ionity site. We got the Lucid, we got a Kia, we got a Ioniq 5, ID Buzz is pulling out, Polestar 2, a bunch of cool stuff here. So this handshake is taking quite a while here. There we go, it's finally done its handshake. 8% state of charge. Let's see what this ramps up to. Unfortunately here it's not going to tell you anything involving the amperage or anything. It's not an Alpitronic unit, but let's see what we get at a low state of charge. This is what's been curious, is we haven't done a low state of charge. So it's ramping up here, 180, it's still going up, 190, 200, 220, 230, and I think we're ramping back now. It's going to settle now as it's doing its thing. So we'll see as pack voltage comes up, if charging speed comes up. But the charging on this car, I don't know, I haven't been too impressed with it, as it's coming back up a bit now, as it's stabilizing out. But the charging speed on this car I haven't been too impressed with, but it's been not bad. I still don't know which model this is. It's definitely all-wheel drive. And the front motor is making a ton of noise, driving us crazy. There we go, we're going back up slowly. So it really ramped up like crazy and then dropped right back down. I wish I had more info to give you, but I really don't. Let's see what we're going to pull here. We'll probably stop here for 15 minutes as it's surging along. We'll see if that's going to be a reoccurring issue on this car. But we love Ionity. Ionity is cheap. I bought the subscription for this trip, so it's going to be super cheap to use. So far, everything is going well on the road trip. The Lucid is a serious road tripper, and don't forget, this is kind of like the base model Lucid. This is not a Grand Touring or a Sapphire or anything like that. Perhaps the charging speed is not as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's such a good road tripper. Like, it just eats up the miles and eats up the kilometers like you wouldn't not believe. And this Ionity site here, your typical 12-post Ionity site, 12 cabinets, which I think is wild, the 1-to-1 ratio, so you're getting proper power no matter what. So now we'll be heading up to Denmark. I'm going to charge here to get enough range to get into Denmark, and we're going to go check out a epic charging site, because now we're starting to get to our more, how should I say, the more northern European countries where the EVs really do rule the roads there. Let's go check out what's happening here. We've been here about 15 minutes. I think we'll unplug, and we'll that should be the final charging stop until we hit Denmark. Let's get the camera flipped around. There we go, camera flipped around. We are at 47% state of charge, pulling 123 kilowatts. We've added 274 kilometers of range. Even if we have to make one more stop in Germany, it will be like for 5 minutes. And we've done 37 kilowatt hours of energy, still pulling 122 kilowatts. We've been here 14 minutes. So I think we'll stay here probably another 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll get back out on the road, and I'm going to wash the car once we get into Denmark. I've already cleaned the windscreen on it. We just crossed into Denmark here. We're probably about 10 kilometers north of the German border, and we've seen some charging sites on this channel, but I have never seen anything this crazy. This is like the 6th dimension of charging. Look at this place. There's 15 covered stalls with 15 Alpitronic Hypercharger 300, so there's a total of 30 handles here. And across the street, there's a Circle K, Couche-Tard if you're back in Quebec, with another 15 handles, and an Ionity with another 20 posts. I've never seen this much EV charging in one place in my entire life, and we've seen a lot of stuff on this channel. Look, I'll flip the camera around. There we go. It's flipped around. Look at this place. It's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen anything like it before. I think we're going to have to find another one of these and do a full site tour. We only stopped here because I was blasting it down the Autobahn and I murdered the battery as usual. But this is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And the other charging is across the street there. Maybe we'll drive by and grab a photo, but I cannot believe how much EV charging is here. This is absolutely wild. Our hotel is about, what, 45 minutes north of Copenhagen, roughly, Laura? Mm-hmm. Yeah, about that. 179 kilometers, showing 2 hours until arrival. However, I think charging in Denmark, Sweden, and Norway is going to be very different, and just driving an EV in general is going to be very different because the speeds are much lower versus Germany, where you're doing 200 kilometers an hour and you're burning through battery and you're looking for DC fast chargers. Here, the speed limit's only 110 kilometers an hour, so it's very much like at home, and 130 in certain areas. Well, this section is 110. So I don't think we'll be burning through that much energy here, because in Germany, the high-speed driving, it costs you proper amounts of money to charge there. Here I have zero idea what we actually paid, but we'll cover that. I'll check the charge point, the charge map account, and I think we'll stick with Ionity because Ionity is going to be probably the cheapest, if not the cheapest. Anyways, I just wanted to point out that charging site and that I'm not a complete weirdo for filming them, or maybe the Danish are upset with North American content creators coming over filming their EV charging sites. That possibly could be it as well. Anyways, 2 more hours of driving, 64% state of charge. I think we have arrived at our hotel for tonight. Drove 618.5 kilometers today, used 118 kilowatt hours of energy. Average is 5.24 kilometers per kilowatt hour, so actually more, but we also drove a bit more today, and I was going really blasting it on the Autobahn. So I think I got everything I need out of here that could stay. We're gonna go head back into Copenhagen now, take the train in, but I'll show you where we're staying. And the car looks really good in front of where we're staying here. It's a golf course. It's an old manor house. I believe it's called Kokkedal or something like that, but super our style. And the car looks good parked in front of there. So another solid day of driving. Tomorrow we're heading up to Oslo. I'm going to do this as a part one. As I already said, I'm just going to put the trip to Oslo up in one video, and then we'll do the return in a second video and some filler pieces in there of cool charging sites. But yeah, it was easy drive. The Lucid is solid road tripper. But again, that's what it was built for. Traffic was pretty bad heading into Denmark. It was a busy weekend. It took a long time from the Danish-German border to get to our camp for tonight. And there's a beautiful, actually, Renault 5 right down there. That's the other thing. Here in Denmark, it's no longer electric vehicle. They're just cars. They're regular cars. There's so much charging infrastructure here and so many EVs where it's just normal. It's a fact of life. Like I was telling someone charging today that I wish we had this back at home, and he's like, well, how can you like not have it, and so on and so forth. But it's just normal. Like it's just normal life here now with electric vehicles, where they're not even, like I said, no one calls them EVs. They're just a car. So we're going to go get dinner. We'll head into town, and that's going to be it from, well, somewhere near Copenhagen, just north of Copenhagen. See you in the morning.